my name is Teresa. I am a woman, wife, and mother conquering chronic illness. And today we're going to be talking about what I can actually eat. Hey, could you do me a favor? Subscribe, and I'll see you in the comment section down below. I have 1, 2, 3 chronic illnesses and a mood disorder. Number 1, interstitiialcystitis. Number 2, fibromyalgia. Number 3, psoriaticarthritis and anxiety generally. I take medications for everything but interstitial cystitis. Before I was on a medicine regime, I had horrible stomach troubles. Interstitial cystitis limited my diet to what is called the IC diet or IC protocol, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it minimizes acidic foods, lots of fruits, some veggies, most processed things, most drinks outside of water, almond milk. That's about it. I'm trying to think of what else I could drink besides water and almond milk, but not much. Yeah, artificial sweeteners, things like that. So there was that. This way, there was that. And next, there was fibromyalgia, and I believe psoriatic arthritis played a part in this, but I was dealing with, for quite some time, IBS-like symptoms. And IBS is best or most, not best, how do I want to put it? Most usually managed with medication, but also what's called the eliminating FODMAPs. And these are FODMAPs. It's an acronym, and that's what it stands for. But so I did independently, because I was never diagnosed with IBS. I just had IBS-like symptoms. I know that that is often associated with fibromyalgia because my previous rheumatologist said, yeah, we may have to talk about diet changes, but let's deal with the pain first. And so I did the FODMAP elimination diet for 2 weeks to figure out which FODMAPs irritated me the most. And then gradually added in the ones that didn't irritate me the most. So green, cruciferous, all of them. Green, hearty vegetables, tons of vegetables. Basically, most of the fruits and vegetables that were not limited or eliminated by the IC diet were eliminated or eliminated by removing FODMAPs from my diet. I could eat cucumbers, bell peppers, green onions, iceberg lettuce, mushrooms, apples, pears. There was another fruit. Apples, pears, and there was another fruit. I can't remember what it is. Those were the fruits and vegetables that I could reliably eat with an appropriate amount of protein and carbs. Beans were off the table. Red lentils I could do. Red lentils, not so much green, but red lentils I could do. For a while, I couldn't even do onion powder and garlic powder. Nothing spicy because it irritated IC and IBS. And what else? Yeah, and not a ton of sugar. I couldn't do artificial sweeteners, but I also could not do a ton of sugar, right? After about 2 years of managing IC, interstitial cystitis, the condition that affects inflammation in my bladder, taking medication, changing my diet, and getting the inflammation in my bladder down to a tolerable level, I could incorporate melons, cantaloupe, honeydew melon, lemon, and like half-cup servings of berries and processed oranges. Not fresh oranges, but like oranges or fruit, oranges in a cup. As long as I didn't drink the juice that came in the cup, I could tolerate those. And I could tolerate drinking 4 to 6 ounces of any beverage as long as I had it with a full meal and a full glass of water. Really, by full bottle, 16 ounces of water with said meal. So if I wanted to have, and it was cold, it cannot be hot. So 4 to 6 ounces of a cold beverage with a full meal, as long as I chase it with water. So if I wanted to have Coke, Diet Dr. Pepper is, I still to this day love Diet Dr. Pepper, keep them in the house. I could drink about 6 ounces of Diet Dr. Pepper with a meal over ice, and I would be okay. I wouldn't have any issues or flare-ups with my bladder, right? When it came to IBS, it literally took getting my anxiety and starting a medication for psoriaticarthritis and fibromyalgia for my stomach to calm down. And that does not mean that it is 100%. So we talked about the vegetables that I could eat: cucumbers, bell peppers, green onions, mushrooms, and there was something else. I can't remember what it is. But those vegetables, I could add in all other vegetables with a half cup serving. So cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, eggplant in moderation. For whatever reason, the eggplant really bothers my psoriatic arthritis. Makes my hands and feet hurt really bad. It is a nightshade. Tomatoes, if they're cooked really, really well, and that is kind of the caveat. I can't really do raw things. Tomatoes, if they're cooked really, really well. Pretty much most vegetables at a half cup serving with a full meal with balanced protein and carbs if they are cooked well. I can have salad with mixed greens. My salads look different. So they're mostly cucumber. They're chock full of vegetables that I can have without any issue. So cucumber, green onion, mushrooms, and just a little bit of lettuce. Olives, I can have that with just a little bit of lettuce. I can eat onions now, cooked, raw, whatever way, which is surprisingly lovely and joyful in a way that I wouldn't expect. I have pickled onions in the refrigerator. It's just great because onions bring flavor to food. And so I'm a Louisiana girl. We flavor out. We use seasoning besides salt and pepper. In Louisiana, seasoning is onions, garlic, bell pepper, and parsley. That's like the base of most meals. So yeah, it was a tough couple of years with that. When it comes to drinks now, I can do about 8 ounces. It's still with, I can't just sit up and sip on drinks. It is still with a full meal. And sometimes I can do, as long as it's an iced drink that doesn't have a lot of sugar in it or doesn't have any sugar in it, like a Diet Dr. Pepper, I can do, it's still like 10 ounces. It's not a whole lot. But I can do that with a full meal that is balanced with protein, carbs, and fat. I can't mono-meal with the exception of watery fruits like I can't like mono-meal with like oranges or bananas, but like plums, kiwis, peaches. I have been having for breakfast. Like I'll just have a peach, a plum, a kiwi, and some cherries. Like pitted fruit seem to be okay. This is really all over the place, but like I am gradually adding more foods back into my diet that I can have. But this was all because I was able to get my IC managed first, and that helped open up a lot. And then getting the fibro, the psoriatic arthritis, and the anxiety under control with medication has helped so much. Even before my anxiety was totally managed, we were at the dose that I am right now. I noticed within a couple of weeks that my stomach had calmed down once I started taking the appropriate SSRI for me. And so I guess the point that I want to get across the most is it's not always just about diet and what you eat. Sometimes there are other issues, right, that impact what you're able to eat. And until you get those issues resolved, you're not going to be able to get the diet issues resolved as well, right? Like it literally took me getting 4 conditions managed before my stomach was like, okay, we're fine. We can eat now. absolutely insane. So in closing, what can I eat? Pretty much anything. Still can't do a ton of spicy. Still can't do a ton of junk food. There are particular places that I can eat at. Still can't do a ton of fried food. And you really shouldn't, though. Still can't do a ton of greens at once. Most of my vegetables have to be cooked, but I can eat most vegetables. I can eat most fruits. If I stick to a 1/2 cup serving with a full meal that is balanced with proteins, carbs, and fats. So there will be no fat diets had over here because my body does not take that well. It does not tolerate that. And as long as I keep the conditions that were affecting my stomach managed, I can eat a balanced diet. And eating a balanced diet, turns out, helps me manage those conditions. So they all work hand in hand. Thank you so much for watching this little update about what I can eat. Comment down below about some of the foods that you enjoy most or some of the foods that you miss the most since you've had to make some diet changes because of chronic illness. And I will see you in the comment section and in the next video.